Hi, it's Ben from BC Performance Cars. I thought I'd do a little video on my recently purchased track car. I was sat home a little bit bored, like I'm sure most of you are, and thought I'd have a go at my first YouTube video. So I've been looking for a track car for quite some time now. I'd looked at Leon Cupras, Audi TT, so all 1.8 turbo engine vehicles. And then this Mark III GTI came up for sale locally. So it's a Mark III GTI originally. It's got a Seat Racing 1.8 turbo engine in it. It was originally built by a local tuning company, and it was actually a local car anyway. So it's quite nice. When you're buying these older modified cars, you don't really know what you're getting yourself into. A lot of the time someone spent money on them, then someone else has bought it and they've played about with it. And I didn't really like the idea of that. So the beauty of this car was that I could speak to the tuning company, speak to the owner, and I could establish what had been done to it. As a result, it's a really clean car and a really well put together car. So it's a 1.8 turbo, it's a BAM. It's got a Seat Racing engine in it. So Swindon Race Engines originally manufactured these engines and they were destined for touring cars. So they were wire locked for scrutineering, so you can see they haven't been taken apart and played with. It's a really tidy car. It's running 301 brake horsepower at the moment. So I'll give you a little bit of an insight into what the car looks like. So it's pretty OE looking. It's got a VR6 splitter on it, which is quite nice. And it's cool that the mouth of the bumper has been opened to get a little bit of air into the front mount during track use. Just got a little bit of Velcro on the back of the number plate, so you can just stick it back on there when we're driving back. Rotor wheels, brand new Pirelli tyres, which is quite nice. I'm not sure they'll last very long. AP Racing brakes, as pictured. Sills are really clean on it actually, which is quite nice considering it's a Mark III. So a tiny little bit of rust in the door sills. But to be honest with you, I'm not really that worried about it. I will get it sorted, but it's not really a priority. Standard interior. It's currently got a Momo, I think it's a 280mm steering wheel. Why they've put it on there is beyond me. When it starts torque steering, it's so hard to handle, control the power. So I get a bigger steering wheel put on that. Got some Corbeau seats, which I'll show you in a minute. You can probably just see in the background. You can get the interior taken out. I'm not going like full on strict track car, so I'm going to keep the door cards, dash. I'll probably just take the back seats out and then put the buckets in and some harnesses. Had thought about a safety device roll cage, but that might have to wait till a later date. It's really nice as well. These stainless coilovers are literally like brand new, not a mark on them. So we've got these Corbeau seats. Really pleased with these. Came out of a TT that I broke last year. So they're still on the TT subframes. Really comfortable, nice amount of support. I've just ordered the subframes for these seats from Corbeau. They're on a 6 to 8 week lead time, so I thought about getting orders before anything else. Really nice install on this. Oh. Just really tidy. So I bought it as a non-runner, so the guy had kind of lost heart with it. He'd obviously spent a lot of money on it and then just sort of left it in the garage effectively. So charged the battery up, put some decent quality fuel in it, started up straight away. It is running a bit rich, but when we put a new turbo on it and manifold and things, it's going to need mapping anyway. It's only got a 2-inch downpipe, so it's really restricted. So I'm not sure what to go with it really. Obviously it depends what the on road comes about at to tell me what power it's running. It doesn't feel the full 300 to be honest with you, so if it's sort of sub that, we'll probably play about with it and get it back up to that, see how it feels. Really, I'd like 400, but then of course I'm not chasing figures. I just want a fairly reliable car, which is also quite capable as well. A couple of bits and pieces to do. Just tighten the engine bay. I'll probably put a new expansion bottle in there just to make it a little bit cleaner. Sills will get done. They've gone on both sides, so we'll get them sorted. But other than that, I'm really happy with the general appearance of the vehicle. It does need a good detail. It is over 20 years old now, which is crazy to think. But the detail that they've gone to when they've put this in is crazy. Everything works, fits perfectly. Got a front mount just there as well. Does sound really nice, which is always a bonus. And then turbo-wise, not quite sure what to go with. Maybe just a KO4 hybrid, but I'm quite vigilant of the fact that it's going to get quite hot on track days, so I might go big turbo and then just run less power, so it just keeps the intake temperatures down. Got to put rods in it. Going to get Badger 5 to put rods in it. But amazingly, although the engine's only done 12,000 miles in the past 12 years, or 12 or 13 years, the cam belt's not been changed. So obviously when we get the rods done, we'll get the cam belt done at the same time. So really excited about this. I've wanted something that like I can have a go at and just play about with, and I think this is definitely going to do it. So the intentions for the car are to get to a standard where I'm happy performance-wise, ensure that it's reliable and safe really as well. I've not really got a great deal of track experience, so I think it's just going to be a case of taking it to Keyham a couple of times, just building up my confidence, and then eventually we'll start sticking on the trailer and going further afield. Might use it as a bit of promotion as well, contemplating getting the vehicle wrapped or at least some branding on there, just on the sides, or just some logos or something like that really. It does have a quick shift on it, which is crazy tight, so if anyone's got a Mark III, the quick shift is cool, but it's just too tight, so I don't know if there's any adjustment that can be had there. We'll take a look at that. Just back to the mapping, at the moment it's boosting 25 psi in first and around 23 consistently through the gears, so it's not running crazy boost. That 25 is probably a little bit high for standard KO4 in my opinion, but then it's always going to overboost slightly in the lower gears, I guess. It rides so well though for an older car. It really does show it's worth spending the money on decent suspension when you're getting it done. Obviously it does help that it's poly-bushed and the anti-roll bars are on there as well, so it does handle really, really well. It's got a nice balance point as well, so it makes the car really nice to drive. Just need to get rid of this steering wheel really, just get something a little bit bigger. I'll probably order one of those when I get home tonight actually. Probably go for like a 320 or something like that. But yeah, just a bit of fun really, and see where it goes. So I've got some Luke 4-point harnesses already, again from another car that I broke years ago, so we'll stick those in. It's got this anti-roll bar, no it's not an anti-roll bar, strap brace, there we go, we've got the strap brace in there. Probably not going to do a lot, but just because it's in with the car, we'll probably just stick it in there and make it look good. Obviously I can't mount the harnesses to it, so I'll have to find somewhere that I can mount the harnesses and things. It's just really nice actually just to see a Mark III that's like actually clean. There's no rust around the tailgate. Arches is pretty nice as well. It'd be nice to actually, once the CV's on there, to actually get it out and go for a drive. I cannot wait till lockdown is over to start spending some money on this, get the turbo done, get rods, and actually get out on the track and see what you can do. So I hope you found the video entertaining. Some feedback would be great. Depending upon the success of this, I might do some more. There's not really going to be a lot of movement on anything else that happens with the Mark III until lockdown ends. I can't get the rods fitted, so on and so forth. I'll get the CV beat done and go from there. But it'd be great to get a bit of feedback. If you are interested in any videos of any of the stock cars, we are going to start doing some walk around videos for deliveries, etc. But if you'd like a bit more of an insight into any of the cars, if you're interested in them, then I could put videos together for those. But feedback would be great, and thank you very much for watching.